A Sony acabou de lançar a segunda temporada em DVD de Outlander, baseado nos livros da Diana Gabaldon, A Viajante do Tempo, que é sobre a Claire Randall, uma enfermeira do final da Segunda Guerra Mundial, que sai com o marido de férias, lua de mel, né, depois do conflito, e vai para as Highlands, né, a região montanhosa da Escócia, e num belo dia ela acorda no século XVIII. Sim, ela fez uma viagem no tempo, né? E ela cai exatamente no meio do grande conflito dos rebeldes escoceses contra o governo inglês, né? A coroa inglesa era meio barra pesada, haja visto coração valente. Ela tem um envolvimento, né, com os rebeldes. Não vou dar detalhes, mas é uma série que eu curti bastante, porque o ano passado, quando ela foi lançada em DVD, eu assisto todas as séries que eu acho divertidas. Não tive a oportunidade de vê-la na televisão, porque estava uma zorra, né, entre quem vai passar, se é Fox, Fox Life. Agora já tem um caminho, a Fox no pacote Premium é o canal Fox Action, que está exibindo a série, vai ter 2 maratonas, da primeira temporada no dia 21 de janeiro e a segunda temporada no dia 28. E tem o DVD, se você não quiser assistir uma maratona o dia inteiro na frente da televisão, tem o DVD que você pausa, assiste, vai no banheiro, come alguma coisa, dá um beijo na namorada, porque esse é um seriado legal para assistir junto com a namorada. É uma história fascinante, muito bem dosada a questão da modernidade dentro do tempo cruzado, né? E tem a Caitriona Balfe, que é uma excelente atriz, que eu tive a oportunidade de entrevistá-la recentemente, por causa do lançamento do DVD. Ela deu uma pausa na terceira temporada que ela estava gravando lá nas Highlands, né? Até fiz uma piadinha com ela sobre isso. E a entrevista ficou muito legal. Você sabe que essa série é uma criação do Ronald D. Moore, o cara que revolucionou a ficção científica fazendo a adaptação, fazendo uma nova versão de Galáctica, astronave de combate para o século XXI, com uma dose política muito interessante, muito legal. Por que eu estou falando isso? Porque eu fiz uma entrevista muito interessante, muito divertida, com a Caitriona Balfe, que interpreta a personagem principal, a Viajante do Tempo. Foi um papo legal, porque ela tinha feito um intervalo nas filmagens da terceira temporada, que será lançada em abril simultaneamente na televisão, né? Pelo menos eu garante o pessoal da Fox. E foi um papo muito descontraído.
Hi, Paulo. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Sorry to disturb you in your working day, but, you know, this is my work
That's
too.
quite all right. that's absolutely fine.
So, you know, the first season and the second season of Outlander is currently in the air today in the Fox channel. And,
oh, cool. Very
yeah,
good.
and Sony will release the DVD on December.
Uh-huh.
I suppose they give you the DVD for you.
You know what? That's a good point. I don't think I've gotten the second season DVD yet, but I'm sure we can get one.
The first time I saw the first episode, I remember, wow, Outlander finds Highlanders.
yeah, we have the Highlanders as well, yeah.
The shooting of the show is in Scotland.
Yes, we're based in Scotland, and you know that's also Scotland definitely is a character in the show as well. I mean, Scotland's so stunning. Before I started shooting the show, I hadn't really spent much time here, and thankfully now because of it, I've been able to travel all over, and it's just such a beautiful country. And you know, as you can see in the show, it just looks stunning.
This is my dream. One day I will travel to Scotland.
Oh, you should come and visit the set.
I hope so. Tell me, before you start the shooting, you read the Diana's book?
So yeah, when I found out that they wanted me to do a chemistry test, when I was in the audition process, I read the first book before I did that. And then ever since I've kept it sort of to the book of the season. So for season 2, I read book 2. This year, I read book 3 before we started season 3. You know, they're so dense and there's so much information in them that to be able to keep your focus for a season, I think it's best to just keep going book by book. But they're wonderful. I mean, when I read the first book, I was just so excited to take that character's journey, and it just, on the page, it was so much fun, and she was such a fantastic character that it just felt like a dream job to get.
Wow. Tell me something. What you can talk about the Claire Randall? What is for you?
Well, she's a fascinating woman. I mean, she's strong and smart. She's funny. She can be very stubborn. She can be quite rash at times. And she just feels very fully formed. You know, she lives her life to the fullest, and I like to say that she loves and fights and, you know, lives with a passion. And, you know, to be able to go to work and embody that character every day is really something special.
Wow. What is the most hard thing to do in the show, during the shooting the episodes? Is riding a horse, speak that strange language?
No, I love that.
Or the customs?
No, it's funny. There's really not that much that's very hard on the show. I mean, I think when you're doing something that you love, you relish every bit of it. I mean, we always say that sometimes the hardest days are when you're just walking around a corridor for an hour or two, because it gets tedious, and just to keep your focus for something like that is harder than some of the big emotional scenes. I mean, obviously with this show, we go to some very dark places and very sad and deep emotional places, and those are always, they're tough, but they're always very rewarding days. And you know, being able to horse ride across the Scottish Highlands is absolutely fantastic. So, you know, I feel very lucky about 99.9% of the time that I'm on this show.
And what about working with Ronald? Ronald is one of the for me, one of the amazing producers.
Uh-huh. Well, you know, knowing that Ron was producing the show was a major draw for me. I mean, you know, I used to watch Star Trek and then Battlestar Galactica, and, you know, he's done some amazing other shows like Carnival, and, you know, he's just someone with a very unique vision, and I think he creates these worlds that have you know, there's always this search for home, and he's able to make something in you know, whether it's Battlestar Galactica in space or Star Trek, but they have a very intimate and grounded feel to them as well, so you can relate to it, even though it's within the context of something quite fantastical. But he's amazing. You know, his wife is our costume designer, and, you know, we like to call them Mama and Papa Bear. Yeah, I think it was Meryl Davis, the executive producer, and Terry both had read the series, and they both were having dinner with Ron one night, and they started talking about it. And they were like, "Oh my God, these books are amazing! You have to read them." And so that's how he was introduced to it, which is fantastic, because it you know, it's a real work of passion and love for both of them.
What you could talk about the second season? No spoilers, of course.
Oh, second season. Well, I think, you know, most of the spoilers are out there, but you know, it was a completely different world that we start off in. I mean, Claire and Jamie, they head to Paris, and you step into this sumptuous, luxurious, beautiful Parisian world, and the characters have to try and navigate some very treacherous political waters. And, you know, their mission is to try and change the course of history, which is, of course, a very it's a very arduous task. And, you know, it really takes a toll on the couple and on both of the characters individually. And then in the second half of the season, we see them return to Scotland, and again, they continue this fight to try and save Scotland, and to save the political life of Scotland.
Wow. Well, Caitriona, thank you very much for your time.
Obrigado. That's what I can give you.
Okay. Bye-bye.